All right, so let's go through the tiers quickly. So yes, you are on tier 1. How long will it take? 3 weeks to 4 weeks. If you do the exercises, if not quicker, but we're not interested in quicker. Not at all. All right, but rushing through it will not help you anything. So what we have, each tier do have a timer on it. You cannot move to the next tier until the timer run out, and that timer is set to 21 days, 3 weeks. Just enough time for you to not just understand everything you're doing, but also to generate your first resume applications or front ends in this case. I want you to really go deep into this, right? Once you have your front end done, the professionalism shows there. The doingness shows in tier 2, where we're going to then take the front ends and we're going to make it functional. We start off with web applications. So tier 1, we really have websites. Tier 2, we have web applications like shopping carts, maybe blog post administration pages. List goes on and on. If you think of what is all applications, you know, Xero financial software is an application these days. It's a web application. So you can imagine what you can do. The sky is the limit. And here you're going to learn things like React, Vite. We're going to go heavily into databases. We're going to use JavaScript, Node.js. It's all platforms, technologies, languages that is relevant now. It's used today. It's not old stuff. All right. In universities and so forth, you know, to try and keep up with what is relevant now is extremely difficult because the technologies are growing extremely rapidly. There's always new things coming up, and by the time you has stopped or has finished university, the latest and greatest things is something you'll need to upskill in. You haven't wasted your time in university. I don't feel I wasted my time in this 20 years. There's a lot I've learned anyway. But you'll need to still upskill to what is relevant today, especially around AI. Tier 3, we moved now to mobile apps, right? So you can do a web app, and how about giving the customer with his web application a mobile application? If you're going to do the IoT stuff as well, you can even have your microcontroller with all the data on an app, or a web app or a mobile app, and it can control things like motors and so forth. Again, it's optional. You know what, the IoT stuff, I actually want to make a total video around it, but it does give you the edge. All right, it does open additional doors for you if you do it. But we'll talk about that later. Now, tier 4, what happens in tier 4 is we go up one level in what we've done in tier 2 and in tier 3. We're going to work with MCP servers, CLI servers. We're going to take 4, 5, 6 agents and let them swarm and create all of them together can start working on an application. There is so much left to do. We're going to go much more in detail in API calls, meaning connecting to, let's say, your Xero financial software. You can have a shopping cart on the internet, and as orders come in, it will update your financial software automatically. Easy to do once you know how to do it. So tier 4 is taking you to the next level in web and mobile applications using extreme up-to-date technologies that you really need to know. You're going to integrate AI engines into your development. For instance, when someone subscribes to one of our newsletters, we take his name, his subscription name, and we give some witty explanation of his name and have a rebellious context to it. That all comes from AI engines that create these things and so forth. So you learn all about that. Tier 5 is really the last tier if you're not going to go into the IoT side, Internet of Things side, hardware side, programming, microcontrollers, edge devices. So in tier 5, we move on from what you can call generative AI, which is the first 4 tiers. We generating things. We're generating, tier 1, you're also going to generate images in such a way that they are perfect the first time, right? Images cost tokens, it costs money, and the more you regenerate them, the more it costs you money, all right? So simply these 2 or 3 models on images will save you tons of money. So we have generative AI in tier 1, 2, 3, and 4, generating code, generating images, generating all kinds of things. We move on tier 5 and tier 6 to predictive AI, predicting things, right? Like, should I say it, predicting the weather, which is, well, I think they do get better at it, right? But you can predict all kinds of things. Predict what button will a specific customer click next. Predict what page this specific customer will be more interested in compared to another customer. Predict employee faces. 90%, this is John, so it is probably John. Open up the gate, things like that. That is predictive AI. And in tier 5, we are going at the last part of it, also optional. We're going to start using microcontrollers to predict things. Why microcontrollers? Because it is the eyes and the ears and the feelings to the outside world. That is what microcontrollers does. Temperature, facial recognition, sounds, vibrations, things like that. And from all that, things can be predicted. But in tier 5, the first half, we're going to add predictive technology to your applications, to your web applications, to your mobile applications. You're going to create models. You're going to learn more about Python and so forth. And then tier 6 is all out IoT for those guys that want to do it. The most important tier, the tier that you want to end up at, is tier 7. It is a constant learning experience. There's no modules. It is a closed group for people that did tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And tier 6 will give you that extra badge to say you're not just an architect that is full stack, but you're full stacked IoT as well. That opens so many more doors. But IoT is not for everybody. We know it, we understand it. So tier 7 is our master circle, it's our master group, it's there per invitation. You need to at least have completed tier 5. You need to have all your projects on GitHub. You need your showcase, because part of tier 7 is we have a whole GitHub resume engine that we've built, where we go to all your projects and create an AI platform where people can ask for certain specific type of architects to employ, and this engine will give them the best candidates. All right. Tier 7 will always, all the tiers, by the way, will have and do have webinars. So if there's any time something coming out that's relevant to that tier, we're going to create a webinar, because you need to keep up to date with what is happening and what is relevant today. We'll have Q&A webinars for you, but tier 7 is really where the underground things happen. Things that's not released yet. Things that will give you that edge once done. It is the place where highly specialized people get together, share projects, share Q&As, even work together on different projects. Yes, we get projects in Rebel Glitch, and we give it over to the tier 7 community to take on. So there you have it. It's a lot of work. One would have thought the coding is a lot of work, but going through all these tiers, all these technologies, yes, if I say it's a lot of work, it's not a lot of physical typing work. It's understanding things. It's making you more powerful, more potent, get things done easier, quicker. Because imagine it, if you can, AI can code more than 10 times faster than you, right? If you combine that with you being capable, able, work faster, work smarter, know exactly what you do, you can push out products 20, 30 times faster than anybody else that's not using AI, that's not thinking like an architect. And frankly, there's no competition. A guy that don't employ AI becoming the architect today, I'm sorry to say, you're going to be left behind. Guys like you, within 4 months, can pass them by very easily, very quickly. And I'm not just talking, look, you're already paid. I don't have to convince you of anything, right? That is very much it for what we're going to do. As we continue with the first tier, we will mention how this will fit into tier 2 for some things. For instance, we're going to create a contact form, and what will work is if you forget to put in the email address, or all the pop-ups and stuff will happen, but the email will never be sent, but the form check will be done. So in tier 2, in a line or two of code, you'll have the newsletter sent. The newsletter will be in your database. If I say newsletter sent, I mean a reply to the customer that says, welcome to the Rebel Glitch newsletter, a very nice witty email, and the guy will be placed in a database under a specific newsletter and so forth. So that is it. I hope you're excited, man. I really do, because there's a lot that's going to wow you. You are going to become extremely capable and powerful, and I'll see you in the very first lesson, which will be next. Bye.